Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633 and today we're taking a look at the Transformers Generations Voyager class Combiner Wars Sky Lynx. Now Sky Lynx is a bit of a controversial subject only because Hasbro decided to release him as a combiner instead of its own standard release so that it would have been able to split into his two components, Sky and Lynx. However, due to the fact the current theme of the releases was Combiner Wars, Hasbro decided to turn him into a combiner. Unfortunately, by doing so, they completely omitted his Lynx counterpart. Now, there is some remnants of Lynx in one of the modes, which we'll get into, but first we're going to take a look at the box. First, we're going to take a look here, which has a really nice picture of Sky Lynx in its artwork. I really like the Hasbro artworks in the recent age. On the back it shows that it's a bio, and as you can see, they turned him into a main combiner. So that is a bit weird. But anyways, we'll take a look at Sky Lynx directly. Sky Lynx includes the trading card as normal with Voyagers that we've seen in the Combiner Wars, but that's pretty much it for accessory-wise besides the two swords that is attached to its tail. In this mode, Sky Lynx has a few points of articulation, but it is a bit hindered just because of the way that the design is. He has hour movements in the front part of his legs, can also ratchet back and forth, can bend at the knee, swivel, and feet can pivot a bit due to transformation. The back legs can also swivel back and forth. No outwards movement though, but it can swivel in the back legs, pivots as well, and the tail is articulated slightly in a few modes there, but as you can see it's really loose on mine. Next, his head has a few points of articulation. The neck can swivel 360. It'll be nice if we can get it in frame. Bend forward in two areas, up here and also slightly up here as well. Its mouth can open and close, which is really nice. But it's kind of hard to get into, so you need to move it around just to get it together. And his wings can flap a bit too. So that's pretty much it for the articulation in this mode. To transform him, what you're going to do is remove the swords off the back of his tail. We're going to collapse these pieces, but don't fully collapse them because you need to get them out of the way in order to fully transform it. We're going to turn the flaps around, turn it around, we're going to collapse the feet, turn this so that they face this direction, as you can see, and we're going to bend them in to the area there to make it look like this so it lays flat. We're going to move up the tail since that piece will get really annoying and get us in the way if we don't transform it first. Move the flaps into place, which are really loose on mine now, fortunately. We're going to collapse this piece right here, so it looks like this. Bend the neck and lay it flat. We're going to bend it into the cavity there and peg it into place with two areas where you peg in, here and there. Turn around, open up this compartment, get these out of the way. Then we're going to bend these so that they bend inside the cavity there. And we're going to put away the feet inside. Which I think is a pretty strange looking transformation. We're going to collapse this piece. And there we have Sky Lynx in his vehicle mode. Now its vehicle mode is pretty much a reminiscent of its G1 counterpart, which turned into a shuttle. But unfortunately, as I mentioned before, he cannot split into the two components, since the G1 version was able to split the top component to become Sky, and the bottom was supposed to be turned into Lynx. Now, unfortunately, in this version, it's just pretty much one solid piece. It's not going to disconnect or anything. It's all in one type of molding. So that is a bit unfortunate that Hasbro and Takara did not decide to make it a larger scale on its own release and release it as two separate components. The weapons can be stored slightly in these areas underneath, But unfortunately, they do kind of get in the way with the leg pieces, so the wings do need to bend just a little bit out in order to keep them flat. So it looks like this. But that's pretty much it for this mode. This mode has no wheels or anything, so it just lays flat and you could just slide it across the table if you wished, but obviously since it doesn't have any wheels, the traction doesn't exist. So that's pretty much it for this mode. You're not going to have any points of articulation, so it is just the shuttle. However, because it is a Combiner Wars release, we will transform it into its Combiner mode. To do that, what we're going to do is pull this piece away. So it looks like this. Unfortunately, you're just going to keep the piece like that, like so. As you can see, most of the components are together, but we're going to slightly almost transform it into its robot mode, but instead we're going to lay these flat, like so. And instead, we're going to pull this piece, since it snaps into place there, and we're going to make it look like this, so it becomes the outer hips. Pull this out, do the same for the other side. Pull these pieces down, but that's pretty much it for just the main body up here. To finish it off, what we're going to do next is pull this component here. As you can see, the inner body shows Sky Lynx's head, which is very close to the look of Lynx, actually. I'm just going to slide this piece so that it stays in place. Okay, so there we go. Now you're pretty much done with this mode. You're just going to pull these out here, and that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, there isn't a way to really store the back shuttle piece. And since I do not currently own the rest of the Sky Rain Deluxe Wave, and I don't really plan on getting really any of them, I'm just going to show it how it's combined with the pieces to Superion. So we're just going to take up the weapons since to make it easier. Just going to slide the components into the body, just to see a look at Sky Rain fully combined, just as an example. And now we have Sky Rain is full combined mode. So as you can see, there is a bit of a problem with this mode, especially since the shuttle piece does not store anywhere, so it's just really in a really awkward place. I guess you can just slide it up, and I'm probably just going to do that to make it easier. But I don't know, it seems like this mode was just a way to form it into a combiner limb, since it is a part of the line, but not really made to kind of support this mode in general. While the mode looks okay, and I do like the look of the body, it's just really not something too impressive overall to me personally, since it really should have just been the two modes like it's supposed to in the G1 toy. But I guess it does look pretty cool when you combine it with different limbs and then you just turn them into a robot. It is kind of easier to store on the shelf, since you don't have to worry too much about him being in his beast mode on the shelf, since it definitely takes a lot more space that way, and it's a lot easier to display him in this mode so that it takes a lot less space, since he's going to take no more space than a standard combiner at this point. But overall, I think this is an okay set, and for the $40 price, it's definitely not worth the price that I paid from the BBTS plus shipping. But if this figure manages to be found at several stores and maybe Hasbro Toy Shop, Amazon for the retail price, then it's definitely worth it. Just not for the $40 price that I dealt with BBTS, since this figure pretty much ended up as one of those end-of-the-line figures, which is a big, unfortunate situation for Sky Lynx. And Sky Lynx has actually been a very big fan-favorite character for a lot of people. Obviously, he's not the best for all people from the Generation 1 cartoon, but it is still a really cool design, and I really like the look of Sky Lynx. So anyways, I highly recommend picking this up, as long as you get it roughly around retail. Anyways, please kindly subscribe and check out Hirotaku. Also, please check me out on Twitter under Darkon633, and please check down the other channels down below. I'll be back for more Transformers reviews, but for now, I'll be seeing you too. Bye.